If you love anything more than God, even though you believe in God, if there's anything in your life that is more important to your own identity or significance than God, then it is a false God, and it is a power in your life. That was written from my other favorite author, Tim Keller. Get his books, they're good too. Okay, now we'll do some fun stuff. Oh, goodness. That was awesome, Lizzie. Thank you. I love how God works like that. So, all of this that you're going to see right now, I didn't have anything to do with it. My husband did it all. Because he's really good at this. This is our blog, if you are a computer person. The address is on the top. It says campbellcarrier.blogspot.com. And you can, what's the word? You can follow us, but what's the other word when you're just... Huh? That's not the word. You know, when you want to find out about somebody and you're just... No, like, stalk, that's the word. You want to stalk us. Although you don't really see all of us, right? This is like the good stuff we're putting out there for you. My life is not all, it's not all great. There's lots of hard stuff. But God's faithful. So this is today, the women's brunch. I think my friend Jana Philippi made that. Did you make that, Jana? Yeah, she did. She's amazing too. All right. There we are. So, I don't know if it's shown on the side how long our flights were, but it's a lot of flying. On our way over, we were able to stay in Dubai overnight, and so we got to tour the city. And that's, I don't know what I was expecting. I just kind of go into things blindly. But that place is beautiful. It's like, is it the richest city in the world now, Philip? Is that what they were telling us? Yeah, it's incredible because of the oil. You wonder how long they can sustain just the things they were telling us about the government, but it's very beautiful there. This picture of me in that's an old picture of the orphanage. We were there on Valentine's Day. If you want to read all this, you'll just have to log on there. So, I just wanted to show you a little bit, then I'll actually show you like our trip. Look at how nice he does all this. It's so nice and organized. So this is the bucket ministry that we were able to be a part of over there. And so it's this idea right here, except over there we used the white bucket, so you'll see more pictures of those. Phil, do you just want to come up now and show them how this works? And he was the magic man over there. It was quite fun. So their water actually, hopefully we have pictures of it. They made mud, actually, over there. And this little water filter, what's wrong? Oh, to do it like that. So you see what was in it before. It's really yucky. But yeah, you guys in the back can't really. We'll show you when it comes out. But their water over there, even some of it's might even be clear that they get out of the faucets in their house, but it's not safe for them to drink, so they still have to boil everything. So for Jane, our friend Jane that was here, her water, she has to buy big bags of charcoal, and then she has to boil all the water she uses and let it cool down, just so she can use the water in her house. So now with her bucket, she can just put it in her bucket and run it through that filter, and it's fine. She can use it. So it saves them a lot of money and time. It was really hard to convince them that it was okay to drink it. They did not believe us, right? they were like, "Are you sure it's safe to have it?" So you'll see that a little bit in the videos, how they were asking questions like, "I don't know, you guys," but so these filters, we showed them, we helped them put the bucket together, and then we showed them how to clean it, because they have to clean it every time that it empties out. They have to clean it, and if they take care of it, it lasts them over 25 years. And so for us to buy like this, the whole thing for them, this and warming medicine, it was $50 for a family, which it's so, it's amazing. Yeah, that's it right there.
So this is from, this is actually from where you pull in the driveway over here. And so the drains are actually plugged on the street. I don't know if you noticed that when you came in. And so there's a lot of water. I would not drink this. I mean, there's a mix of asphalt and salt and maybe dead animals, who knows. Once again, the snow after it melts, right? Yeah. And so that's what's in that whole bucket right there. And I am doing something that you normally would not do. You wouldn't use soap and you wouldn't use salt. That breaks down the filter after a while. And obviously they use salt on our roads. But you can kind of see I don't have a white background. So it tastes a little salty. Yeah, because it doesn't filter salt and soap. So you don't have to clean these filters, you just have to backwash them. It takes out all the bacteria, it takes out any waterborne disease type thing. So it's pretty amazing. These are stateside too. You can now buy them. This is a cellular system, but we bought them specifically for buckets. They have adapters for buckets. If you want to drink later, you're welcome.
Yeah, it was pretty neat. This dress is getting longer. I am not comfortable in this, you guys. You know me, you're just like, so for each family, we also gave them warming medicine because they have worms from the water that they drink. This actually looks pretty good compared to some of the water we saw them getting. The muddy water, so. But not all of them. I mean, if you lived out in the village, your water would be really, really muddy, and it still cleans it, so it's clear. So it's pretty cool. So that was the buckets that we were able to share, and then Philip was into the buckets. He likes those. That was one of his main parts over there. And I don't know, can you see how big is that? See that, the mud in that bucket, like the top, right? Can you see that? That's the water that they turned into their water, and they thought Philip was doing, what kind of magic is that? It's so great. Okay, we'll see if we can do this.
This should work.
This is the expert bucker. Okay, put together person. We had to put together about 100 of them. I got really fast. Done. This is how you clean it? Look at that! Wow! That was fun. Actually, it took us a little bit to figure it out, but we did. Okay, why isn't it moving now? Must have frozen it. Our reunion in Uganda, so we got to visit some places. Okay, is that all that was going to show up here? I'll show you this really quick. So you can pray for this guy. The guy in the middle is our friend Pius. He has a family of 2 boys. He is a safari guide. So if anyone wants to go on a safari, he's your man. He's the action man, he calls himself. He makes dreams come true. He would be so happy to hear me. But he is a Christian man who was led to the Lord by Catherine Kuhn. And Catherine Kuhn has a ministry over in Uganda called Hope Alive that sponsors children. So a very special part of our trip. So we did some some other personal things on this trip just to encourage the other believers that we made relationships with. he invited us to his home, so this bottom picture, for dinner the second night we were there. And it's very uncommon for a Ugandan to invite a white person over for dinner. And so we were very honored to go to her house. And on the way we found out that it was his son's birthday. And you know, I'm a gift giver. I'm like, well, that would have been nice to know. But we had already we were bringing gifts for them, so it was very fun. To experience their kind of a birthday party, like the kids just show up. They don't really invite anyone, they just show up. And where Pius lives, I don't know how to explain it. It's kind of like a U shape. There were 4 living units, and then I think 4 on this side and then 4 on the other side. And there's 2 rooms to each living unit, so his family lived in two rooms. So the front room is like where they eat and have a living room area, and the back room is where they sleep. So they cook outside. So we had eaten, and then his wife told me she didn't have a cake, because they don't have ovens to bake cakes. You have to go down somewhere and buy them. So do you want to come with me? I was like, oh, is it safe? Because I was just like going out in the village area. And Pi said, it's fine, just leave everything here. Even my phone, so if someone kidnaps me, I don't know. We walked around for 40 minutes to look for a cake. And it was, I mean, I was sweating, you guys. It was so hot there. And we finally found one, and we were able to help them get it for him. But we came back from ordering the cake. We had to order it. Came back, and there was probably like 7 or 8 kids sitting in their living room area, and they don't have a light, so it's dark. So they're all staring at us. You know, and you're like, you want to be nice, and you try to have a conversation, and they're just kind of giggling, because there's white people in this house. By the time they came back with the cake, there were like 21 kids there. And Pius said, I don't know half of these kids. I don't know who they are. So they just come and show up. So yeah, it's kind of funny. So Pius, you can write his name down to pray for him. His name is spelled Pius. And this girl's name on the top her name is Purity. So please write her name down so you can pray for her. God is using her in amazing ways in Uganda, and we met her on her first trip. She was a translator. This time we were, before I go, I usually write them and I say, is there anything I can bring you that will help you, like within reason? And she said, I really need a phone. And I was like, Purity, phones are as expensive here as they are in Uganda. But God worked it out, and she got a phone. So that was just really cool. She was very happy. But she does a lot with young women, and talking to them about purity and living for Christ, because AIDS is becoming a really bad thing there again. So we were able to see her, and then this man, his name is Richard, so you should write his name down too. Richard is an evangelist over in Uganda. He gets to share Jesus with thousands of children. He just got married this week. So, if I have time, I'll show you pictures of his wedding. But do you recognize the shirt he has on?
I don't know if they can see it.
Oh, it's an Aldi shirt. He doesn't know what Aldi is. Things like that just make me laugh a little bit. Nice shirt.
That's why
what?
Put shoes on.
You know what Aldi is? No, he doesn't. So it was so good to see him, right, Philip? I mean, and we were able. Somebody here provided money to buy him shoes. He had all of his stuff stolen about a month ago out of his house, and so he didn't have any funds to buy any, so we were able to bring him some, so it was really cool. Just being the hands and feet of Jesus. I mean, this stuff is what I get to do, and people gave the money to provide this for them, and I was just the in-between person, and what a great opportunity for us. This is Jane at our house, minus Annika, if you met her.
And then that's us at Jane's house on the...
Yes, there's Jane with her bucket. I don't know if you guys can see her. Yeah. Not the equator. And then this guy, his name is Abel. You can write his name down too. And next to Abel, you can write Maureen. That's his wife. Abel, we met the first time also. He got married last year, or was it 2 years ago?
Last year.
Last year. And Maureen got pregnant, and she gave birth to the baby on December 26th, and the baby died January 1st. And they don't really know why. And of course, there it's like, if the baby was born here, I'm sure that it would be fine, but it just, it wasn't. So pray for him. He actually works for Compassion International, if you've heard of that. But Compassion is closing in Masaka. So, yeah. All right. Okay, one more person I want you to pray for. Well, you can pray for more, but this guy that's standing with Philip, his name is Bashir. Bashir. He grew up in a Muslim home, came to know Jesus. His dad kicked him out, told him he was going to kill him. Bashir came to Masaka Baptist, which you're going to hear about that church. Pastor Alois took him in and raised him. And Bashir is now going to school to be a pastor. So we were able to connect with him. We haven't seen him for 4 years. And he's just such a gentle man of God. And you know that God's going to use him in big, big ways. And his relationship with his dad is getting restored now. So that's a huge answer to prayer for him. So that's just kind of funny. So yeah, if you want to pray for them, that would be great. Okay, now we'll go on to some pictures. I know that's really all you came. Oh, whoops. Sorry. You know what? I bet this is really funny for me. How embarrassing. There we go. Okay, I'm really sorry for anything you see up here that just bear with me. I mean, Amelia decorated for Tori's birthday. It was the Spider-Man birthday. Yeah. Is this where I want to go? Is this right? It's my dog showing off what he can do, 3 things in his mouth. Here we go. Okay, if you know me, you know that happens to me. This is us figuring out how much money we had to raise to go. It's a lot. 4,200. This is what I had to do to figure out what times we were actually landing on our flight because everything was military time, and I can't figure that out. So, yeah. We were heading off on our flight. This is from Chicago to Dubai. That one was 13 hours and 20 minutes. And from Dubai to Entebbe was 5 hours. So one from here to Chicago was like 2, I think. Yeah, that was the long flights. This is just my flight. I got to sit by the window, so we flew over Saudi Arabia, so I was taking pictures. It was pretty cool. Here we are in Dubai. This is after, it was time for bed after flying like 20 hours. These 2 ladies are Rose and Cindy. They went with us on our trip. They're from Minnesota. This is on our tour in Dubai. Well, you're going to get to see all kinds of fun stuff. This is Dubai if you've never seen it. I can't tell you what any of this is anymore, but it's really pretty. Doesn't it look like a picture from a movie? It is. My movie, yeah. Out the door, out the van window. We kind of saw that one already. It's so pretty down there. The selfie with the chin up so it doesn't look like you have a double chin. Rose and Cindy. Philip walking. This is the, what do they call this, Philip? I shouldn't be doing this. That really fancy motel that's like $3,000 a night.
Atlantis.
The Atlanta. You guys heard of that?
Atlantis.
Atlantis? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm like, really? That's too much money.
It's on a giant man-made island.
Yeah.
The Big Palm Islands, if you've ever seen it.
This is the camel that I caught. We got to go on a boat ride. This is kind of cool. I love to see these opportunities are fun. Think you'd want to go on those boats? No. This is so you know, you're in this really nice city, but here's the warehouse on the side of the street for sale. Refrigerators, washing machines, whatever you need. It's there. These are just some. Oh, here we are. All right, so if you, the Sisters of Hope, video them. So that is the new Sisters of Hope office. That's in the back. They have like this little patio area that's all enclosed. So when they get together, they sing and they worship and they share testimony. And this girl was sharing that day. We're not going to watch the videos of it.
What were they singing?
Something about the mountain we're going up, and I wasn't really paying attention to that one. I was more embarrassed that my phone was sideways. I don't know how that happened. I turned it. These girls are new in the ministry. They are probably between like 18 and 22. They're starting out in their classes now. So, well, this is in Pius's home. His two little boys, Christian and Carmen. They wanted Transformers, so that's problem. This was a birthday party. All these kids didn't know who they were. So in the middle of their, where they live, like there's the laundry hanging, and yeah, I mean there's no privacy. I don't know how they can do that, but if you can see the yellow can on the bottom, that's called a jerry can. That's how they collect their water. Usually. These little girls, they brought. Yeah, there's a video, so I gotta skip it. So otherwise it'll get long. So this is my friend's friend, that will know who that is. Simon. It says hello. That's where we stayed. All right, this is a Sisters of Hope, so they have an upstairs, so they're going up, and of course the first day we come, there's something wrong, and since there was a man with us, he got to try to figure out what it was. And I don't know what Jane's doing, holding your chair or something. But, yeah. This is inside of the Sisters of Hope building, so if you go out the back door there is where the patio is. So yeah, they have a nice little area. And there's Emma and Rebecca. This is their oven. This is a charcoal oven. You can see that. That's what they cook in. Or bake, I should say. Yeah. These two men were from the bucket ministry, so you'll see them now. They are giving us instructions on how to put the buckets together and sharing all of that, so that we're having a little meeting. That's Jane, if you don't know. Jane's the one standing up with the pink top. Country director. And for some of the ladies that have now graduated. So on our trip over there, we went to 2 graduations of the ladies in Kampala and the ladies in Masaka who have graduated out of the program. The lady in the middle with the really pretty smile and the striped dress, her name is Jaja Faber. Her name is Grandma. That's Jaja Grandma. And Faber is the name she renamed herself because she felt God's favor on her life. And she is full of Jesus. Full of it. I don't know if this is her leading worship, but I might just show you a little bit of her. Listen to the men, she was saying. Did you get that, what they were saying? Awesome. Yeah, so you can actually communicate with them over there.
Anna,
Yes.
can I ask a question?
Sure.
Did you buy the buckets and the filters over there, or did you take some things over with you?
That's a good question. So the buckets were purchased there in Uganda. The filters were brought over, which they were not going to let them bring the filters into the country. But the picture of the man, Simon, who you saw a little bit ago, his dad works for the government, and he got it all figured out for us. So that was all God who orchestrated all of that. So yes. So this is them, drinking the water, and these guys are pastors there in Uganda. This is Rebecca. I don't know if you girls remember her. Rebecca, I'm just going to tell a little bit of her story. She is the granddaughter of Jaja Faber, and she went through the training to be a baker. Jaja Faber raises her because both of her parents died from AIDS. Rebecca is the middle child of 3. She's the only one that contracted AIDS from her parents. So her life was really hard. But she's doing very well, and we were able to help her purchase some more baking items when we were there. And so she's actually teaching baking now, and she's doing really good. So you can remember to pray for her. I had a hard time last time I was there with her because my daughters are her age, and I just couldn't fathom what is her future, But it was so good to see her. So fun to see her. These ladies are putting the bucket together.
Why don't you ask me for the people that don't know what Sohai is? Just explain it.
Oh, sure, I can do that. Yeah, I certainly should. Here, these are my pictures. Sisters of Hope International started probably 8 years ago, I think. It's an offshoot of another ministry, so it sponsors women that are mothers or caretakers of children from Hope Alive. So women that need to be trained in a trade or to go to school, that's what Sisters of Hope helps them. Go to school, teaches them English and math, how to run a business. So usually, like now they have it so it's a 2-year, it should take you 2 years to do it and you're done and then you're on your way. So that's what Sisters of Hope is. Yeah.
Anna, this might be kind of a benign question, but it makes me think because of the hole in the bucket I see.
Yeah.
How did you end up getting the holes in that bucket?
There's a hole in your bucket. Dear Liza, dear Liza.
But
We drilled holes. We drilled them. With the little
So
drill.
you had to take that drill?
Actually, we brought a drill, but those 2 men that were already there in Uganda, they had what we needed, so.
911.
Yep, there's a room.
Sorry. It did help for me to understand why they needed training was because you have over a 40% unemployment rate, and so you need to have your own vocation and your own
Right, and actually, there's no middle class in Uganda, so either you're really very poor or you have money to hire the very poor, and then they don't treat them right. So that would be our prayer in Uganda, is that a middle class would be created. So there would be people like me, I guess, I'm considered middle class. So these ladies have to start all their own business and can't bring them anywhere. This lady, I cannot remember her name. She makes tea. She has a very good business. This is her kitchen that she's using from a church there. Let's see if I can get to. This is her little setup. So she makes tea in the morning, and then she has bought 4 bikes. And she puts her little thermoses on the bikes, and she's hired 4 boys, and they go out and sell her tea. So they serve it in the cup, and then they go back and collect the cups. She has a very good business, and her tea is the best tea I've ever had in my life. It's elephant grass, ginger, cinnamon bark, and African tea leaves. It's really, really good. Sorry, you can see that closely. This is just, she adds water to this, and then and then they add hot milk to it. It's very different than American tea. So yeah, I just thought that was it's kind of fun to see. She's very proud of herself. Those are her cups she sends out. Yeah, it's doing really good. This house will be familiar to the ladies too. This lady's actually teaching sewing now, so she took sewing with us and now she's teaching it. So some of her, this is where she lives and works. This is so crazy.
Anna, you want to explain that we did house visits and work visits?
Sure, I can do that. This time when we went, we visited some of the ladies who graduated out. So we go to their home and visit, or to their business and visit what they're doing and how they're doing. So we had a mixture of the older ladies and then also the newer ladies that are starting. So she has her sewing business here. This is the road up to her house. The little kids that come out and touch you, it's your different color. My hair got touched a lot this time. All right, these are my favorite pictures. They have bodas in Africa. And my goal is to see the craziest picture I can find. This is a guy carrying a couch and a chair on his boda.
It's a motorcycle.
It's a motorcycle. I'll show you a picture when I get there. So there's a car, you can kind of see. It's a motorcycle. We'll get there. This is a lady in Masaka who, ooh, you guys like that? Check out that. Write that down and check it out online. That's, we went to visit a factory there where young girls make these items and then they sell them to go to school. So it's like they go work for 3 to 6 months, and then whatever, they sell the stuff, and then that pays for their schooling. So it's Seiko, S-S-E-K-O. Very cool. Yeah. I took more pictures there, but I'm not sharing them all. I'm slipping on this dress. Okay, these are just pictures of, like we're driving, this is what it looks like, just so you can get a feel for what it's like there. So there's the boda, so that's what had the couch and the chair on it. Yes, guys, you'd be so impressed. I'm so impressed that they can carry. I don't think I have the picture on here with 5 people though, those are termite mounds. They're all over. This lady, yeah, I'm just gonna keep going. I can't tell you everything. The green things that you see are like a banana. It's something they make, it's called matoke. So you'll see a picture of that. Here's your milk supply if you're interested. Oh, this is inside the Seiko company where they're making the leather goods. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It was fun this time to go be introduced to other ministries, so they're making shoes. These are girls that are working in there. I mean, I can tell you more about it, but I can't do it right now. You know, this lady, this is Jane, write her name down, Gayne. Pray for her. She does an awesome job. She's the country director of Sisters of Hope in Uganda. Philip and I are so impressed by her and her love for the women, and she is so smart. And the way she can just get them to get what she's trying to tell them, and then she just empowers them, and they are so, what's the word I want? They're not productive. Oh my word, all my words are leaving. Motivated, yeah. They do, like yeah, I don't know what I'm saying.
We need interpreters.
We need an interpreter. Is there chickens on the boda? Or a bicycle? We were moving, so. That could be a TV on there, I'm not sure what he had. I don't know, I just take random pictures. Kids going to school, children carrying the things. This is peanut butter, and I brought one. I don't know if anyone bought it yet or picked it up, but there was one back in the back, peanut butter from a lady that makes the peanut butter there. This is the twins' mother. This is one of our So High girls. That's right with her peanut butter. She makes it. Hot, sweaty work. She sells that for, it's way too cheap. I tell her it's too cheap. These are the older women that graduated, so now we'll see pictures of them. They're coming in. There's Josh leaving again. Prayer. All right. We can stop here. They're showing now they're showing the bucket, so this is the part where they're asking questions. Yeah. No, this is
Actually, I need to put you here. Yeah, she already before.
that wasn't the one. Trying to find the one where they were asking him if it's safe or not. I'll show you this one. This is how they clean it. Oh, no. So you just backwash the filter. That's all they have to do. If they lose that, they can use a pop bottle, and they have an attachment that screws on there. And you just force it through. So. I just want to show you this cake is one they made for their graduation. I don't know, Michelle, did you see that? Kind of.
That's awesome.
Yeah. That's kind of fun. So here's the buckets before they find out that they're going to get them. They're doing their graduation. So I'll be like watch a little bit of this because this is kind of fun. They're finding out they're getting a bucket. how we leave parts of our heart there every time we go.
You know, and I just think of like how we just so expect water. And we so take it for granted, and whether it's the word
Yeah.
or whether it's water. And like, just that excitement that they have, and how they just really see that that is just life. And they don't have those other options to run to. It's just powerful. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. It's huge for them. So thank you for people who gave so that they could get buckets. One of our women, the guys that were sharing about, this is really cool. One of the guys that were sharing about the bucket said, try to filter the water before it goes into your bucket. So if there's like dirt in it and stuff, you can catch it like on a shirt or a piece of material. And one of the women who, I don't know if Sue is still here, she left. On the back table I have like their microwave bowl holder things that you use in the microwave. Anyway, she went home that day and made 6 of these covers. They almost kind of look like a hat that a cook would wear to go on top of the buckets. And so now they're trying to help her get connected with the bucket ministry to maybe make them to sell. So they're so like, they're so smart. That's so great. we're not going to do all these videos. I mean, you can, I'll show you later if you want to see them, but, so, thank you for, helping us go and share with these women. There's just one I want, let's just show this guy, because, you know, this is in Osaka. This lady has a little restaurant, so she was serving. This actually looked really good, and I wanted to eat it, but they wouldn't let me. Because there's like tomatoes and avocados and like beans, really healthy stuff, but it's not safe to eat it. But I wanted to eat it. But she was really, so this is a business. We went to go visit her.
When you say it's not safe, obviously it's safe. What do you mean when you say it's not safe?
Well, if you saw what they washed the dishes in,
So the idea is that
yes, it's the water.
For you,
I would get sick
your
eating
body's
it.
not ready.
No, I would be sick eating it, so. They are adjusted. Well, some, I mean, they still get sick, so. This guy went to Walmart, I think. Okay, this is how dumb I am. So this time when we went, I said, so who buys these chickens? And I was with Alan, the new girl that works for So High, and she goes, well, I buy my chickens here. You do? Yeah. I just take them home and break the neck. Okay. Or you can pay extra to have them break it, but anyway, just kind of funny. This is the lady that was making the microwave covers. She's doing really well. This girl I didn't know, but she had Christian music playing, so I had to go over and talk to her. She loved Jesus. She was in the marketplace. It was fun to see her. So, part of our ministry, when we, this is something I want either. When we go over, is just to encourage them. Their lives are really, really hard, and I don't tell them that their life is hard, but just to pray with them and carry the burdens are such a huge, huge thing. So I have a lot more pictures if you want to look at them later, we will. But I just want to share one more ministry that we got connected with. But before I do, so all of you who have sponsored Women in Masaka, all of those ladies are done. So it's up to you if you still want to continue to sponsor the ministry.